morning, SJHS. I'm Sydney.
And I'm Heather.
Today is January 30th, 2017.
Sixth graders, today is an A day.
Okay, tomorrow's breakfast menu is a Lucky Charms cereal. Today's hot lunch menu is a pepperoni pizza with a chocolate chip cookie, yummy yummy, and grab and go is a turkey and ham sandwich.
Tomorrow's hot lunch menu is a pork toast, and the grab and go is a nacho cheese and chips.
Breakfast will now be served each morning at 7:50 instead of 7:55. Get that in your head.
That's like a whole 5 minutes earlier. Second quarter class students, please remember to come pick up your projects before they are given away forever.
No, probably not forever. Okay. There will be spelling bee right after school today in Mrs. Hill's room.
Get ready for our book fair. It will be in the library the week of February 16th.
Get that in your head, like the breakfast. Okay. Beginning of February, the Wyo Theater is having a free Saturday workshop for students who are interested in theater. Learn about auditioning, acting, dancing, and movements, light stage, and makeup, and more, and a lot of other stuff. Stop by the library for more information.
If you would like to sign up for traveling soccer, the information is available at SheridanSoccer.org.
.org, everyone. .org, not .com. .org. Okay. Sheridan Bronx Soccer Camp registrations form are available in the office.
Now it's time for breaking news.
A separate international meeting was canceled, though. Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto had been scheduled to visit President Trump at the White House next Tuesday, but Mr. Trump's moving forward with plans to build a wall on the U.S.-Mexico border. He wants Mexico to pay for it, and that's something Mr. Peña Nieto has repeatedly said Mexico would not do. On Thursday, President Trump said if President Peña Nieto continued to refuse to finance the wall, it would be better for him to skip the meeting. So the Mexican leader canceled his plans, saying his country does not believe in walls. The White House said it would keep communication open with America's southern neighbor.
On the border's edge from Nogales, Arizona, several dozen migrants gather for breakfast inside a shelter known as the Kino Border Initiative. It's where Jesus Garcia is trying to figure out how to get into the United States. Over a map, he recounts how far he's traveled since he left home the day before Donald Trump was elected president.
So he started here in San Pedro Sula in Honduras, made his way across Guatemala, here into this little town, and this is where he crossed into Mexico. Y por Mexico? He says he hasn't been able to cross. He left home November 7th of last year, and he's tried 3 times already to get across, but he hasn't been able to.
Garcia says it's the first time he's ever tried crossing the border illegally and says it's harder than he imagined.
See, if I've made it this far, I'm going to keep trying.
But on the other side, a legion of Border Patrol agents, cameras, barricades, ground sensors are waiting. Even some private citizens working on their own to stop migrants like Jesus Garcia from getting across.
This is the scene in The Matrix.
In Tim Foley's world, the borderlands are a threatening, dangerous place.
Well, this is the red pill. This is what the world really looks like.
Foley leads a volunteer group called Arizona Border Recon that patrols the border around Sassabee, Arizona, a town on the U.S.-Mexico border with less than 100 people.
I've been called everything in the book. I've been called a domestic extremist.
The Southern Poverty Law Center, which monitors hate groups in the U.S., says Foley's group is made up of, quote, native extremists. Foley sees the flow of drugs, undocumented migrants, and the wide-open spaces of the border as the country's biggest threat. Along the nearly 2,000-mile U.S. southern border, there is already about 700 miles of fencing and barricades already in place. Here in Sassabee, Arizona, this steel see-through fence stretches for several miles, but as you approach the end of town, it abruptly comes to an end, like these border fences often do, as it stretches out into rugged, remote terrain in the Arizona desert.
I put all my cameras about 5 minutes from the road.
Foley relies on a collection of cameras he hides in the brush to capture the movements of drug smugglers. He often shares that information and the videos with Border Patrol agents.
So you need boots on the ground. Yeah, that's what keeping you out there. Whew, good thing we have this up here.
Foley voted for Donald Trump and wants to see all undocumented immigrants who've committed crimes in the U.S. deported and additional border agents move closer to the Mexican border. But he's not convinced Trump or anyone else can change the reality he sees.
When you're reactive to a problem, you're always going to be behind the solution.
For many, like 18-year-old Marisela Ramirez, they try to come illegally from Mexico. She was caught by Border Patrol with a group of migrants and quickly deported. She wanted to find work in the U.S. to help support her elderly parents. She trembles as she recalls the experience of being smuggled across the border.
I asked her if she was going to try to cross again. Her brother is still being detained in the United States. She's waiting for him to get out, and she's not really sure what they're going to do next. So she's waiting for him to be sent back here, and they'll figure out what they're going to do next.
It's the cycle that never ends on the border.
Now please rise
and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.